Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Lady Victoria Harvey claims Meghan stopped Harry from having a big birthday party, despite many of us assuming Meghan would have wanted a big celebrity bash, whereas Harry would have wanted a few pints with the lads. Lady Victoria told GB News he wanted to do a big party and she did not want that. I think she's so worried about him straying and seeing his old friends and spending time with them and remembering his old life that she's got him in this cage where all he knows is this life that he has with her. Harry and Meghan have been accused of ballot harvesting for Kamala Harris, according to the chairman of the Republican movement in the UK, Greg Swenson, who told the Daily Mail, by encouraging people to vote, they are essentially ballot harvesting for Kamala. You don't have to say it. You don't need a bumper sticker. We know who you voted for. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams tells The Express, I thought Harry and Meghan would be more open about their support for the Democratic Party when they urged everyone to vote. It has always been thought that Meghan might go into politics herself. Harry is speaking at the Clinton Global Initiative next week. This underlines his interest in the issues faced by political, business and philanthropic leaders. Since the issue of Harry's visa appears to have been settled, perhaps the threats that Donald Trump had been making that Harry might be deported if he lied about taking drugs on his visa application have meant that the Sussexes have decided not to explicitly endorse Kamala Harris. However, we all know who they want people to vote for. Harry is unlikely to see Charles next week when he visits the UK. Charles has a prior engagement in Scotland, marking the 25th anniversary of the Scottish Parliament on September 28th. And wouldn't you know it, Charles will be spending an additional few days in the country. Harry will be attending the Well Child Awards on the 30th. Perhaps William is free. Royal author Tom Quinn told The Mirror, Harry hates the fact that he's being left completely out of the succession planning, but he has only himself to blame. His choices illustrate perfectly the old adage, beware you get what you wish for. Harry wanted his freedom and he has it, but there is a price to pay and he is paying it. Quinn also discussed the notion of Harry being the regent should there be all kinds of tragedies leading to a young King George. Quinn said, Harry would certainly not be passed over without careful consideration if the need for a regent arose, but that would not make Meghan queen. She would be the regent's wife, nothing else. Caroline of Brunswick only became queen when the Prince Regent became king in 1820, and with the British Constitution, precedent is everything. No one is talking seriously yet the idea that William might not be able to take over, but believes if it did happen, his wife, Princess Kate, would hate the idea that Harry might be regent with Meghan by his side. Kate is very pragmatic, and if the royal machine said do it, she would do it. Her image as the dutiful, uncomplaining princess is one she will not want to lose. According to the official royal family website, the next 24 people in line to the throne are Prince William, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis, Prince Harry, Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet, Prince Andrew, Princess Beatrice, Miss Sienna Mapelli-Mozzi, Princess Eugenie. Then it goes to Ernest Brooksbank, Prince Edward, back to James Mountbatten Windsor, Louise Mountbatten Windsor, back to Princess Anne, Peter Phillips, Savannah Phillips, Isla Phillips. Then it's Sarah Tyndall, Mia Tyndall, Lena Tyndall, and at number 24, Lucas Tyndall. In the Daily Mail, Richard Eden writes about the 10 things he would do if he were Harry and Meghan's chief of staff. Eden starts by recycling the quotes about Meghan from the recent Hollywood Reporter piece. She belittles people. She doesn't take advice. She marches around like a dictator in high heels, fuming and barking orders. I've watched her reduce grown men to tears. They're both poor decision makers. They change their minds frequently. Harry's a very, very charming person and no airs at all, but he's very much an enabler, and she's just terrible. So what would Eden do if he were appointed as Harry's new chief of staff? He writes, establish who's boss. Am I the chief of staff, or will I be undermined constantly by Duchess Difficult? 2, get to the bottom of what Harry wants to achieve in life. Does he want to continue exploiting his royal connections for profit or concentrate on public service? 3, urge Harry to write to his father and Queen Camilla, apologizing for the hurt he caused them with his memoir Spare and his numerous interviews. Make clear that he does not plan to do anything similar again. 4, convince Harry to write to his brother and sister-in-law, the Prince and Princess of Wales, begging forgiveness for the tawdry claims he's made about them, and offer to state this in public as well, if they so wish. 5, encourage Harry to meet his father-in-law, Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, who's 80 and in poor health, has still not met the Duke or his grandchildren, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. 6. Press the Duke to abandon his legal battle against the Home Office over his taxpayer-funded security. 7. Write a code of conduct for staff and principals in the Sussex household, making clear that bullying will not be tolerated, and encourage Buckingham Palace to clear the air by publishing the results of its investigation into Meghan's behaviour towards employees. 8. Encourage Harry to become involved with an anti-drugs charity. 9. Persuade Harry to take a leaf out of his brother's book and embrace boldness. Harry's attempt to comb-overs look increasingly desperate. And 10. Finally, urge Harry to smile more, particularly when with Meghan. His sullen look makes him appear grumpy and resentful. Meghan is said to be bothered by the Hollywood Reporter's Duchess difficult article. An Archwell source told the Hollywood Reporter, "The Duke and Duchess work from Montecito and we're based in Hollywood. They likely think we're all in the same office and that this quote would fly, but the circumstances don't even allow for it. If she's marching around and barking orders, no Archwell employee could factually claim that. It's total nonsense." The Mail on Sunday's Charlotte Griffiths said, "I think it'll be difficult for Meghan because, of course, she really cares for what the Hollywood Reporter thinks. She's a former actress and this is her world. She lives in California. She hangs around with Hollywood stars and, she ran away from the UK. And so did Harry to escape these kinds of reports." King Charles is reportedly unlikely to watch a new series about Prince Andrew's career-ending interviews, with royal expert Jenny Bond claiming it would cause embarrassment to all concerned. The Amazon series, which premiered recently, stars Michael Sheen as Prince Andrew and centers around his infamous 2019 Newsnight interview with Emily Maitlis regarding his ties to Jeffrey Epstein and Virginia Giuffre. Ruth Wilson plays Maitlis, who also serves as the series producer. The three-part show, A Very Royal Scandal, dramatizes the lead-up to the interview, the sit-down itself, and the fallout that altered the lives of both Andrew and Maitlis. Despite Andrew reportedly hosting a viewing party for the series at Royal Lodge, other members of the royal family are said to be less enthusiastic. Bond, a former BBC royal correspondent, shared her thoughts. "I don't imagine the king will watch it, but he will be made aware of its contents and any repercussions, I'm sure. It's bound to be a further embarrassment for all concerned." She continued, "Andrew really is the problem that refuses to go away." Maitlis, reflecting on the simultaneous release of a Netflix film titled Scoop based on the same scandal, noted that competition between the two platforms has been exaggerated. "I think that probably is overplayed, overstated. This Amazon series will be a very different beast. I'm sure there's room for both." She added that she left Netflix to do her own thing. "I think the last thing they want is me peeking around the edges." Palace Intrigue will be right back. The Norwegian royals have made Palace Intrigue 2 days in a row. Princess Ingrid Alexandra of Norway has extended her military service by 3 months, bringing her total service time to 15 months. Originally slated for 12, the princess opted to stay on with the rest of her company, now set to conclude in April. The news was made public during a press visit to her training camp. Having begun her service at the Engineer Battalion in Brigade Nord, she has now advanced to professional training. The press witnessed her involvement in various exercises, including explosive breakthroughs in minefields, and her role as both a storm engineer and gunner on a CV-90 Sting. Reflecting on her military experience, the princess emphasized the challenges she has faced and the lessons learned. "The most important thing I have learned is that you can do much more than you think. You are much stronger together," she shared, highlighting the value of teamwork in achieving success. Despite her royal status, Princess Ingrid Alexandra receives no special treatment, even taking on the same duties as her fellow servicemen and women, including cleaning toilets. Her military service is seen as a preparation for her future role as Queen of Norway. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify or Apple or the app of your choice, and write us a review or leave some stars if you're enjoying the show. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.